Salvete omnes, this is I'm Amelia, also known as the Martian Geek, and welcome back to another episode of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. In the last episode, we were in World 4, and you might notice that we're now in World 2. That's because we have a little bit of cleanup to do, namely the third star coin of 2-2. We actually have a mini mushroom now, or we're in mini state, rather. So let's go see what is in that mini pipe. Notably, Mini Mario can still pick up barrels. He doesn't jump as high, or rather he falls faster. And he looks silly when walking, while carrying something. And I think I'm actually going to try to hold onto a barrel for most of this level. Because they'll provide a method of both attack and defense, both of which are things that Mini Mario is not very good at. So like there, that spike ball would have hit me if I hadn't had the barrel. Now, as tempting as it is to just rush through the level to get to the part where you actually need to be, that's also a good way to accidentally die. And the most frustrating thing about this kind of thing is you basically only get one shot at it. If you do die, you'll start out as small, which means you have to trudge all the way back to 4-3 and get another mini mushroom, which is probably the worst part about the whole thing. You know, I may be only an amateur game designer, but there are an astonishing number of times where a professional development company got something so wrong that I just feel like there's no way I wouldn't have had the common sense and experience to do something differently and better than that. I think I've mentioned that before. Run away! We're almost there, but we still have a spike to deal with. Not today. So guess what this block gives us? A mini mushroom! Yeah, I think that's the most useless power-up in the game right there, because we had to be mini already to come in here, and this game doesn't have an item storage system. So why did that exist? Maybe it originally wasn't a mini pipe? That would have been nice. But yeah, that is very silly. And extended P-switch music. We're not out of the woods yet, because there are still spikes. But there's the end. So that was the last star coin in World 2, right? I'm pretty sure it was. Okay, we got all the star coins in World 2. Good. So now we return to our regularly scheduled World 4, and we're still not ready to continue with the main part of the game, actually, because we have a bit of other business to do, and it's in the fortress. So I'll see you back at the relevant section. So the room we're after is the next one, and you might be able to guess where this is going. We need to go in here, because that part of the wall looks different from the rest, and there's a secret exit. Yes, a secret exit in a fortress. That doesn't... well, that was terrible, but oh well. They don't do that often, but when they do... keep an eye out, I guess. So, that takes us to the canon of World 4. In other words, a very skippable secret exit, but it is what it is. So now we can finally continue with the world and the regular levels with 4-4. Well, it had to happen sooner or later. We're in the water world, so it stands to reason there'd be at least one underwater level. And more spiny Cheep Cheeps. The fact that they're giving me a fire flower suggests that there isn't anything in here that requires the ice flower. You go away. Oh hey, we have bloopers for the first time. So I think we're gonna do this Super Mario Bros. 1 style, where we just try to hang on to the fire flower for as long as possible, because that's our only means of attack. I see there are also blooper nannies. But those haven't been in very many games, right? Super Mario Bros. 3 obviously is where they originated. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get those in time. Bloopers, pipes. Bloopers coming out of pipes. Haven't seen a star cone one yet, though. And we're already halfway through? I guess the first half of the level was just, here's our new enemy. Allow us to introduce you to it. Okay, that pipe's a different color. There's got to be something down there, right? How about this one? If I can get down there anyway. Oh, great, these things. Can you die? Thank you. Oh, and killing it gives you 3 1-ups that I don't need. Well, there's a star, but no star coin. For once, can I have a star that I don't waste? Oh-ho! That P-switch actually did have a purpose. Fancy that. Wait, did I actually need an ice flower? Does one of these give me something useful? Penguin suit, there we go. Okay, just wait for the Cheep Cheep to be in the right position. And then do our best Elsa impersonation. That actually was the first one, okay. Well, we better not die. That's all I can say. Now I am Penguin, and Penguin is powerful. That was almost bad. Can I feel like there should be something in that pipe, too. The blue one. No. Okay. That would have been a good place to hide something, but I don't mind that they didn't. Bloopers combined with these water spout things, that's a bad combination. And there are way more bloopers in this level than there are in any spot in a water level in Super Mario Bros. 1, so... Wow, what's that, 5 of them on screen? Getting a bit spammy, are we? It's not always a bad thing that... Ah, there's the 3rd star coin. You can tell by the coins going through the wall. I was gonna say, it's not always a bad thing to have limitations on the number of sprites on the screen at once. Yeah, that actually went mostly smoothly.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
So, moving on to the ghost house.
It's a go time!
Should be a good bit more challenging than the last one. And another useless fake wall. Ah, this gimmick. So I can go through the ceiling here? Do the boo dance. I don't think they ever... Oops. I don't think they ever hide anything in the ceiling. Aside from, like, really obvious fake walls. Okay, and you did. Oh, that one just goes up automatically, does it? I know they're gonna hide stuff behind some of these. Probably star coins, possibly secret exits. Called it. They wouldn't put 2 star coins right in a row, would they? Okay, that one doesn't go all the way to the ground, so... or the floor, rather. And I assume there's nothing there. I guess this is a gimmick that you could do on the Super Nintendo, too. If they were too big to be sprites, they could be sections of level with offset per tile mode. Aha! I see. So is that where I'm supposed to go, or was that, like, a secret exit or star coin or something? Okay, that is solid. Good to know. Ow. That is not. That is haunted. So is this actually the secret path? Secret exit path, I mean. Because we obviously missed the second star coin. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, you stay just like that. Anything down here? Yeah, the fake wall principle applies to these too. I'm gonna face this way because the big boo is farther away. I think I may have screwed myself over here. Yep. Dang. Nope. And one up. Ah, the joy of phone calls coming while you're in the middle of recording. Ah, it is a secret exit, okay. Good that we got that first, I suppose. But boy, did I call it or did I call it? Yeah, I don't care about getting the top. We got the third star coin and the secret exit, that's what matters. And boy, is that not a very useful secret exit. We're skipping only one level, and not even a very difficult one. I guess it does lead to the Toad House, but... sheesh. And of course you would have had to go on that route to get the third star coin anyway. But now that we know many places where secrets are and are not... let us go fast. That boo is right in the way. So there must be a P-switch around here somewhere. Also, what was the purpose of that? Could some of these walls be walk-throughable? I see. Yeah, I told you this ghost house was going to be trickier than the last one. Wait, what's that? Is that a mini mushroom passage? I never noticed that before. Guess I'll have to check it out off camera, because I certainly don't feel like going and getting the mini mushroom again. Ah, Scaredy Rats. Is that the first first stage that has had these, or were they in the last ghost house? That was a bit clumsy. Mario, professional stuntman. I need a power-up. Oh, well, there's your missing star coin anyway. And down we go. So yeah, I guess that ghost house isn't very hard once you know where everything is. But then isn't that kind of true for all of them? Anyway, time for the last regular level of the world, 4-5. Yeah, there was only one underwater level in here. Kind of surprising for the beach world. Cloud. That's a friendly Lakitu. And Yoshi.
Oh, no.
And Death.
Oh. Let's go.
Go figure, the level I die in is probably the easiest in the world. It'd be nice if I could get a power-up from the... Let's see. Okay, that's the evil one. So we will eat him. Oh hey, these things. I forgot those were in this level. Stretchy mushrooms. Finally, a power-up. And I think this is another of those levels that's just kind of for fun, not really intended to be a particular challenge. I think the coin-throwing Lakitu can still damage you if you touch it, but I'm not sure. I suppose it is another power trip level, but that just tends to happen with Yoshi in general. Go away. Yeah, I don't feel like getting all those coins. If I had a nickel for every time a level with Yoshi also had Lakitu in it, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? Neither Yoshi nor Lakitu are particularly common in this game. Now here's an interesting idea for a bonus. And that bonus room music sounds silly with the Yoshi drums. Is this the only time in the game that happens? I can't think of any other bonuses where you can take Yoshi into them, but... Oh, we actually have to sacrifice one of these Lakitus because we need the cloud. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. Ow. Well, I haven't lost Yoshi yet, now. He'll be fine. Or we could get another one of him. It's blue! I guess that is something cool to show off. Another Yoshi color. I actually did replicate the stretchy mushrooms in Super Mario World. They're in 5.2. You turkey. Okay, well that's confirmation that they do hurt you. Thank you for the coins, but I am allergic to your body. Sorry, Yoshi, but you get to share my enjoyment of being next to the flagpole. Yeah, that level is hectic, but fun, I suppose. Kind of a weird one. And now it's time for the castle. So, Wendy, what horrors await you in your domain? Or await us in your domain? Big spiky things. So did they do this on purpose because Wendy's castle was one of the levels with these things in Super Mario World? Because I could see them, doing that. But it could just be coincidence. Speaking of Super Mario World mechanics, climbing nets and revolving doors on them. Yeah, I think I see what they want me to do. It'll just be a little time consuming. Or maybe I don't. I don't really see how you can get all the way over there that way. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. So let's see. Can I make this jump from here to there? There we go. The real question is, could I do that if I didn't know about the little twirl? Okay, star coin number 2, and, okay. Still behind the fence. Still behind the fence. Huh. Something that only interacts with you if you're behind the fence. I actually didn't realize they did that in an official Mario game. I was just going to comment on that, if they ever had anything specifically on one side of the fence that didn't interact with you if you're on the other side of it. Because I did that in a level too, but I couldn't remember if it had ever actually been done in a real game. That was brilliant. Well, there's a checkpoint anyway. Power up roulette. Ooh, I haven't had a helicopter suit in a while, but you know what? Never mind. Meant to go for the star, but I suppose 1-up is fine too. Except that I already have 99 of them. Third star coin? Not third star coin, okay. Look, this kind of coin is good, but I wanted the one with a star on it. And I didn't even get all of them. I was honestly expecting more water in here. Like, there is water, but it doesn't really figure into the level gimmick. Another platform that looks like it could have something on top of it. How about up here? No? Well, we have one more room, so it better be in there. Ah, now we actually are underwater, and we have fish bones. Can we freeze them? We can, okay. They are considerably more aggressive than in their source game, but also more fragile. Now they actually aim for you. Basically like a torpedo. Well, not a torpedo, Ted. Shoot, what are the underwater version of missile bills called? Those things. Well, you know what I mean. And we are no longer underwater. Well, that was brief. Almost jumped too soon there. Very big, long, spiky things. Okay, that has to have the 3rd star coin. Yeah, there we go. That and 8 fish bones. Come and get me. I mean, honestly, they're probably easier to avoid than Super Mario World's fish bones, because once they're on target, they won't move from that path until they hit something and die. It's almost rather sad how self-destructive they are. Here, I'll cryogenically freeze that one so it survives for a while. And by a while, I mean approximately 3 seconds. Alright, Wendy. What you got for us? You've upgraded your spikes to not require being on a background layer. Oh, I remember this fight. You might notice the water in the background. Kamek has the magic of wetness. Yeah, now we have to avoid Wendy's rings underwater. Can we still jump on her? Ah, no, we're going by Super Mario Bros. 1 rules here. Ow. Well, this is not going so well.
Oh, no.
And I ran into her butt. Dang it. That's not a terribly short castle either.
It's go time.
We had like 5 rooms or something. Well, I don't have to take as many side paths, I suppose. Oh, I actually wanted that this time. Can I use it to fly over a lot of the level? That was a useless use of that POW. Well, I can't use it to fly over to the underwater part. Your helicopter suit will not help you here. Come here, you. Yeah, you go along your merry way. Might as well get these coins, I guess. They're easy enough. And you know I'm running so low on lives, I only have 98 now. I have a helicopter suit. I do not have a helicopter suit anymore. That's what I get for trying to cheat it, I guess. Wait, did that one just go back to normal? I didn't know they could do that. What would really be nice for this fight is a penguin suit. I forget if that was even one of the options in the roulette. Aw, dang it, I was hoping I could get an early hit on Wendy or something. The fire flower actually might be helpful here, because I can hit her with that, even while she's underwater. At least I assume so. Why does fire work underwater? Who knows? That's what you get for cheating the normal interaction. You get fire. Oh. That also works. Yeah, the water was about to come back, but I defeated her before that could happen. So I don't need to worry about it. Another thing I've realized, coding bosses so that they actually have a chance to do something after being hit. Or so, yeah, you know what I mean. No, I think I'm the one who should be saying ha 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 ha. Yep, the airship left without him. Now this would be a perfect time to tie him up or something.
What?
Come on, it's just Bowser Jr., Mario. You can take him. So yeah, we actually have one more level in World 4. The airship. That is why I wasn't sure whether I should do the extra level last time. Because even though I knew that there was one more level that wasn't being shown on the map, we have the return of Mecha Koopas. And these flame burner things from Super Mario Bros. 3, and now they can rotate. It does make sense for Mecha Koopas to be on an airship. It's just that in official Mario games, there were never any... Whoops. Any before this that wow, I'm doing great at avoiding those fire things. What I was trying to say is that airships were in Super Mario Bros. 3 and Mecha Koopas were in Super Mario World. So, you know, never the twain shall meet and all. But now, for the first time, Mecha Koopas and fire thingies together at last. Honestly, I'm just glad the airship doesn't have auto-scrolling this time. So, see, you didn't need that to make a good airship level, or even an acceptable one. We also have the return of these things from Super Mario Bros. 3. The rotating nuts, or whatever they're called. I don't think there's actually an official name for these, is there? And yeah, the music is obviously an arrangement of the airship theme from Super Mario Bros. 3. Show me any airship in a Mario game that's not from Super Mario Bros. 3 and uses music that isn't a remix of it. Except for a couple levels in Super Mario Galaxy, I guess. And now, flames in conjunction with bob-ombs. And now, me running into said bob-ombs. That was risky. Ow. Okay, there we go. Whoops. I looked away from the screen for a second, and it cost me dearly. So, I guess we're fighting Bowser Jr. with only one hit. That can only end well. Bowser Jr., that's who. He has his own cute little clown copter. Time for you to take a turn being jumped on. Also, do those stars around his head remind you of the bosses from Speedy Gonzales Los Gatos Bandidos? Not that I played that game on this channel. Okay, that fight went pretty smoothly. Mario, puny person. Hello, K-Mac. So, question, does anyone in the Koopa Troop except Bowser actually like Bowser Jr.? Because it seems like he's not very well respected or liked. Oh, we got all the star coins in World 4. So next time, World 5. Just gotta wait for Iggy to get off his airship. Wah yourself. Nice Waluigi impersonation. Anyway, see you next time.